We believe that a change in mindset precedes a change in behavior. And so we want our students to be at the table when we're talking about what it looks like to be a student in our buildings. We need to hear from the voices of the kids who are traveling the hallways, who are interacting with multiple educators. Well, as you walk into your school every morning, what does it feel like to be in that space?
I'm in 10th grade and I go to Thomas Jefferson High School for Science and Technology.
I go to Battlefield and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm in 11th grade and I go to Annandale High School, which is in Fairfax County.
I am a senior at Woodson High School.
And I'm in 11th grade. I go to Hayfield Secondary School in Fairfax County.
So I feel pretty safe. Like there usually aren't fights like I hear at like my public like base school. There are usually fights or like other sort of disagreements that happen, and at TJ that usually doesn't happen.
I'm a trans student, so like I'm white and I am privileged with that, but then like I'm scared that like people will comment on my body. But also at school it's like you have to find people who you can be comfortable with, and it's really hard to like talk to teachers and be like, hey, I'm trans. There are still teachers who I feel so uncomfortable correcting, and so I just don't do it. But that means I also feel uncomfortable when they like refer to me in front of the class, because then it's like outing me in a way.
I don't feel like there's that many issues at our school. Like I like my school.
I feel comfortable with my own circle of people, but outside of it, our school is majority white, and because the minorities at our school are like really small, I feel like a lot of them, because a lot of these students grew up with each other, and so they just aren't aware that a lot of things that they say are like microaggressions and things like that. And like during Black History Month, a lot of them like exaggerate it and make it seem like Black History Month is like a joke. Like one student literally kneeled in front of the only Black girl in the class, and he was like, "Happy Black History Month," and did the Black Lives Matter salute. That you just didn't need to do that, and like it wasn't like, you could tell that it was like meant to like mock, you know? So yeah.
I would say that I do generally feel safe. There are occasions where that does falter, but on the whole, yes.
I think people, but not in the way that I feel as though my security as like physically, more so like social security, almost like judgmental people and like people like that.
Every day I wake up and like it's like I have anxiety, so it's like obviously not everyone thinks this, but I wake up and I'm like, this could be my last day, and I could go into school and not come back today, or like I have to say I love you to my mom every time I leave in the morning, because I'm like, this could be the last thing I say to my mom. Like, so I hate that I have to get ready for school and be like prepared, and like that's so stupid. And then also like I don't feel safe like even regardless of shooting at school, because like there are kids who threaten trans people, and like I'm fine if they say mean stuff to me, but I'm worried about the non-mean stuff, like the violent stuff.
There's this incident at school where it was a school, like it was a fight, and it was between about 4 people, I believe, and in like the situation, someone had a BB gun in their backpack, yes, and it fell out, and then there's like this period of time where nobody knew if it was a real gun or not, and obviously that felt really unsafe, because you don't know what it really is, and a BB gun is dangerous also. Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't a real gun. Yeah, I feel like things could have been communicated better, obviously, and it's just a weird situation where like, why wasn't that prevented? Like, why were the kids fighting? Like, well, like I feel like, I don't know, something could have been done to prevent the situation.
Our junior year class went on a field trip to the African American History Museum, and what happened was a group of white students went there and they took a mocking photo of them doing the Black Lives Matter salute, and they posted it everywhere. I'm part of the Black Student Union, and we were like actively working with admin to try to see like if we could get anything done about that, and they just didn't keep open communication with us. They only told us that they had like a conversation with them like maybe like 4 months after the incident. So our school wasn't really doing much to prevent it. They were just doing as much as they could to like sweep it under the rug.
For me, the reasons that I tend to feel unsafe in school is either because of like hostility between students, so fights. So luckily, since I'm in high school, I don't have to deal with that as much, but there are some fights, and like in the bathrooms, people when they're vaping, and like if you go in and you just want to use the bathroom, sometimes it's like I don't want to like cut you in line, or like if they want to go to the stall to vape but you want to go to the stall to go to the bathroom, sometimes it's like I feel a little unsafe because I'm like I don't want to upset them. Most teachers don't make me feel unsafe, but some of them are like not very understanding when it comes to questions. I had a math teacher last year, like I don't think he really enjoyed working with younger people, and he did not have patience. And then once he this was something that made me feel really unsafe in school. I asked a question, I was sitting at my desk, and he came over and kind of stood over me and was like slamming my pencil and paper on the desk and was like grunting, and he was really aggressive, and that made me feel really unsafe because I kind of wondered if he was gonna hit me, which I know that he wouldn't, but he was being really aggressive and loud, and kind of like there's a power dynamic of him being like an older man and me being a younger girl, and he was kind of standing over me. So that was a time that I think that's the time that I felt the most unsafe.
I mean, there is this teacher that makes me feel really safe. That's also just because she's a really social and like outgoing person, and like naturally I feel like everyone is attracted to those types of people. She compliments you when you're good at something and provides constructive criticism where it's needed, but she does so in a way that's not condescending or like, oh, like you're not doing this correctly so you're a failure or something like that. And I've had teachers in the past who sort of have that condescending tone.
I talk to my nurses, and they're the best. Like I go to them like once a week to catch up with them, because last year I used to go to them a lot and I had worse anxiety last year, but this year I'm a lot better, and I used to go to them like all the time whenever I felt uncomfortable, and I'd just sit in there and they'd talk to me and be like telling me about their weeks and stuff, and it just calms me down so much to have like an adult friend at school who I can trust and go to at any time. But like at the same time, I don't want to be constantly missing classes. Like I want to be able to stay in class, because also going to the nurse lab means missing instructions and then being behind on class and then failing.
I feel like the people I'm surrounded by, like I have really good teachers. Like I like all my teachers. I don't have beef with any of them, and my friends too. They're cool. I feel like I'm comfortable around like a lot of the students that are in my grade. Like I don't have any issues with anyone. Like our school is very diverse, like very diverse. I could be like 2 to 3 other hijabis in my class. So yeah.
I would say the biggest thing that makes me feel safe in school is my friends. Not as much teachers. I think when I was younger, I relied on my teachers to create a sense of safety for me, but as I've gotten older, I think I've had to create it myself, and I've done that through making friends and creating like a community for myself, and like certain extracurriculars. So I'm involved in theater at my school, and that's like a place where I can go that's kind of my own, not just like in the general school day, but that I can go and that I feel safe there.
I think the thing that TJ does really well is that it has like it's really good at building the sense of community among students, and I feel like that sense of community among students and that feeling of that sense of support also aids in like that sense of security, because you feel supported by your teachers, you feel supported by your counselors, and we have a school psychologist, and you feel like this general sense of support. And like if you're feeling mentally down, or you feel sad, you can go to your counselor, or you can go to the school psychologist to feel and like out your emotions. Yeah.
I wish that before school started, like, you gotta talk to your teachers one-on-one, like, you gotta request to talk to your teachers one-on-one and be like, get to know them, because like first day of school, it is terrifying. And also it's like really hard to switch the first week of school, like if you're not comfortable with that teacher. So I wish you got to meet your teachers beforehand, like 1 week before school they release your teachers, and like, okay, if anyone wants to meet their teachers for like 45 minutes and just tell them like stuff and like talk to them and get comfortable, or not even 45, like 15 to 30. And like, I wish we were able to do that, because first week of school, it's like you have to adjust these new people who you've never seen before. You have to let them know all your issues, and you've never even talked to them before. I'm not easily adjusted to things like that, and it's like, I wish I could let them know that like I'm a guy, and it not be in front of everyone or over an email. And like, I wish I got to, like, because like there are teachers I'm still not fully comfortable with, but I feel like if I had like 30 minutes before the school year to talk to them, because like now I never have a chance to talk to them because there's always a class around. So it's like, if I had 30 minutes to just talk to them unattended and they got to know me and I got to know them, I'd feel so much more comfortable asking them questions and letting them know about accommodations I need, or letting them know, hey, it makes me uncomfortable when you like call me this in front of the class. Like, we have this little thing on the front door that's like, we need to reach our goal of attendance. Instead of being like, we need to reach our goal of attendance, ask, how can we make school better so that you want to attend it? Because maybe the issue isn't kids skipping, maybe you're the issue.
One, taking Arabic. Like, we have an Arabic class at our school. Anytime I tell that to anyone, they're like, you have Arabic? And I'm telling you, there's like, I think 5 classes full to the max of people wanting to take Arabic, which is really cool. Like, yeah. And that teacher that runs or teaches Arabic, she does like Arabian nights and Arabic club and like different like sects of that. Mm-hmm. And like the community comes together, and it's really cool to see. Like, she has Jummah prayer every Friday where everyone mm-hmm. comes and prays together, which is really cool to meet new people and people who are alike. And if you want to learn something new, you're always welcome to go to if you're not Muslim.
A solution would be having holding teachers accountable and like making sure they actually step in when things happen, because I'm not saying teachers are the only ones that do things like this. A lot of it is student to student, and teachers just let it happen. Like, the staff just lets it happen, and that's not okay. Like, they need to like hold these students accountable and make sure they're not doing these things. We've suggested a teacher's rights and responsibilities booklet where we can outline exactly, you know, what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, so that students are able to hold teachers accountable if they don't actually follow up with like things that like happen inside of the classroom or outside of the classroom.
I think on the whole, having a better sense of community, and then educating teachers on and like staff on like stuff that we do in the YRC, educating them, because I feel like I've learned about the dynamics between other schools, and I think a lot of teachers are lack that information, and so it leaves them to make assumptions of their own, which are not usually correct, about how students feel in school and how they play a part in that. So I'd say educating teachers and staff on like students' opinions about like safety in school.